Greetings everyone and welcome to a new first taste of the channel where today we're going to be checking out PolyPine, a cozy forest simulation come incremental game that dropped into my email, well, this morning actually, and the moment I took a look at it I thought this was going to be a perfect cozy game for a weekend first taste. Now PolyPine is available as a demo on Steam right away. You can find a link down in the video description to take you to the download page where you can get the demo for yourself but also wishlist it. It has a planned release date of the first quarter of 2025 and is developed and published by Cloudberry Pine. Honestly, a perfect name for the studio developing a game like this. Now, what do I mean by cozy simulation come incremental game? Well, it's probably going to be a lot easier for me to show than to describe, but the TLDR is we are a shepherd of a forest. We take care of the forest, we encourage certain plants to grow and certain animals to inhabit that forest. It doesn't really feel like a game that you can lose, though there is possibility that that might be something that happens later in the campaign. But you know what, let's go ahead and just jump in and I can show you, rather than try and find a way to put into words how delightfully chill and relaxed this game is. Right, there we go. Welcome to the PolyPine demo. This game is all about creating your own cozy forest to a very cozy background music track. Collect 1,000 balance points to unlock the next level. Have fun. We've got our goal up here. We've got the 150 of 1,000 balance points. The balance points are what we use to create anything in the world. Right now we've got a very narrow band of the world that we can grow on. Let's start off with some greenery, shall we? Let's start with a nice pine tree. You can get a little bit of information. Watch out for the pine needles, they are sharp. Pine trees can grow anywhere and they grow very fast. Lingonberry bushes like it near pine trees. Ants use the needles to build anthills. So if we have a look at lingonberry down here, we can see that the habitat is not met. Lingonberries are quite yummy, if I may say so myself. Yeah, you may. Lingonberries like it near pine trees, and since we don't have any pine trees, we can't make one. If we have a look in here, it has to be near a pine. So let's go ahead and just pop a pine seed down. We're going to pop one about here. Now, what I love about this game it's just the procedural generation nature of it. We can see that the root system is growing out gradually, the tree itself is growing out, and as it becomes mature, it'll start producing seeds, which will allow us to effectively expand the population of this particular tree for free, for all intents and purposes, but we'll have it will be down to the weather on where the seeds will fall, for example. Or we can pay to put more down, but the cost does go up over time. It does track how many that we have in the forest, but now that we've got a pine tree, we can actually put down some lingonberry. So let's go ahead and plant a lingonberry. A lot of animals rely on the berry for survival. For example, deer. Very well, we definitely want to get some deer in here, so let's go ahead and pop a lingonberry there, and we'll pop another one down there since they're fairly cheap to place. But as we can see, the tree is already starting to create some pine nuts, which we'll be able to, or pine cones rather, which we will then be able to have expand out. Now, you might be wondering, how do we get more balance points? Well, pretty much anything you can interact with either costs balance points or gives balance points. Generally speaking, if you buy something, it costs, and if you can click on and interact with something in the world, it gives. So there we go. Our little pine seed is rolling down and is landed right about there. Now, it's not exactly the best place for a pine tree, but you know what? We'll try and get it to grow. It might not have enough room, really, to get much of a root system at all, though. So that might not be the best place. Wow, this root system got quite deep there. But I don't think this one's going to get very much further, unfortunately. It has a tiny little root system because it just wasn't enough room for it. But that's fine for now. Now that one cost me nothing to place, but it has increased the cost of placing one manually as well, so it's not 100% free. But there are other things that you can do. Once you've actually got an example of something in the world, you can also go around and you can do things like auto reproduction. So for this you need to have 2 pine trees, and for 200 balance points we'll be able to have it grow an extra pine tree once a year automatically. Now, I would very much like that for the lingonberries, honestly. So let's go ahead and get lingonberries to grow naturally. Now, if I want to increase this, I would need to see that there were 4 lingonberries in the world, so that'll take a little bit of time to get. Or alternatively, I can just go ahead and plant them, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Now, let's have a look at poppies. Got poppies over here. The orange-red colour never gets old. Poppies can grow anywhere and spread very easily if auto-reproduction is enabled. They will, however, not spread across stones. Well, it doesn't look like we've got any stones on this landscape, so it's not something we're going to have to worry about right now. But let's go ahead and place down some poppies. We'll have one there, we'll have one over here as well, and we'll have one in the middle too. Now, much like the lingonberry, I'm sure that we're going to be able to get these to reproduce fairly easily, and if we had another one, I could get them to reproduce at 2 plants per year, but right now, that's fine, and we'll just allow them to grow naturally. We've got a lot of pine cones in the tree here. This one, I'm not sure is ever going to get tall enough to actually produce any, and you can really see how the root system has gradually expanded out here underneath and is just taking up more and more and more room. But on that note, let's go ahead and get a birch tree down as well. Let's have a look at this one. This one thrives anyway. Ah, look at those beautiful green leaves, or leaves. Is it leaves or leaves? I'm not sure. Birches can grow anywhere. Deer like to eat their leaves. They will lose their leaves during the winter time, but they grow back when spring arrives. Very well, let's go ahead and plant a birch right about there. Now this one will grow a little bit different. All plants grow differently. The root system, I'm fairly certain that the trees have kind of a different way, much like real life, they've got a sort of a different fractal algorithm which dictates how it grows out. I almost have a quote from Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri scratching at the back of my brain there. You know, you can't just take the genes from an elephant and a giraffe and stick them together, and now you've got a giraffe with a trunk, you know. But you can modify the underlying fractal patterns that affect the expression of genes. And this game does seem to have quite a lot of interesting variants if you take the time to look for it. Now, we've got all of the trees, we've got the flowers, and the flowers are self-propagating. Time for us to start looking at the animals. We're already down to 55 BP. Now, I can increase that by doing things like getting some seeds to move around. Oh, this one's going to move based on the wind, and unfortunately, it's going in the direction that I didn't really want it to go. I would have preferred it to go that way, but that's fine. If I could reach out there, I could make the birch seeds grow, but we're not going to be doing that. But if we look at the animals, so we've got the squirrels. Now, the animals are where a lot of your balance points come from. The plants you can get a little bit, like you can manually get a bit by getting all of the seeds to fall, and they're falling in that direction. Do we have any seeds over here that I might be able to get to fall over here? No, that one maybe? No, damn it, the wind is blowing the wrong way now. Ah, damn, that would have been great. Nevertheless, a lot of the animals interact with the world. We can see that this tree, unfortunately, it's suffering a little bit and it's probably going to die. Yeah, it's dying out because it couldn't really get the root system it needed. But the animals will interact with the world in much the same way we can. For example, if we have a look at squirrels, it's going to be the most direct comparison. Look at the happy little squirrel. I mean, you can in a moment. Squirrels love seeds. They will seek out trees that have seeds and take them. You can gain balance points every time a squirrel takes a seed. So much like how we can interact with a plant and generate balance points through doing that, if an animal interacts with a plant, it also generates balance points for us. Let's have a look. Clicking on a squirrel makes them jump. If they are carrying a seed, they will drop it, giving you balance points. So it's a way of us encouraging seeds to move around. Much like nature, the tree can only disperse these seeds so far, but they can rely on a sort of win-win scenario, interacting with animals to spread their progeny over a much greater area. Sure, we'll get a squirrel. In fact, we're going to go ahead and get 2. Now, we would need 3 squirrels to get more trees. It seems 1 tree per squirrel. It's 100 BP to get this going. There we go. You're already grabbing a bunch of seeds, and that is fantastic. Now, as we saw there, the tree did unfortunately perish as a consequence of not really having enough root system to sustain itself. And the animals, I believe, can also perish if the required environmental conditions change in such a way that you wouldn't be able to place them down. So, for example, if I lost a tree here, or for example, if I'd managed to get a squirrel before that other tree died, then that probably would have resulted in one of the squirrels leaving once that tree perished. So bear that in mind. But they're already generating some BP for me, and I'm just basically waiting for this opportunity. There we go. Perfect. Right, I want another one right about there. There we go. Gonna have a lovely birch growing there. Big area for its roots to grow. Now, with that done, we could perhaps have a look at some butterflies as well. Butterflies, let's have a look down here. What a stunning butterfly, a pilipala. Butterflies eat nectar from flowers, which give you balance points. They disappear each winter, but come back when spring arrives. Well, it's winter time now, so let's, well, actually looks like it's coming into spring. Sure, let's go ahead and get a couple of butterflies out there too. I'll always try for 2 because that's the minimum you need for automatic reproduction. We're not going to get this that early, obviously, but still, it's nice to have the option. And the tree's growing nice and strong there. I'm very, very happy. A happy tree. We've also got beehives, deer, chaffinch. Let's have a look at the chaffinch. What's that sound? Must be a chirping chaffinch. Chaffinches arrive each spring and build a nest in the trees. Click on the nest to gain points as chicks leave the nest. Don't worry, you're not frightening the chicks. You're just encouraging them to take to wing and go make their own nests somewhere else. The first time I read this, I was like, but what happens to the chicks? Do they just fall out? I didn't think this was that kind of game, but don't worry, they're fine. You click on the nest, they will leave the nest, and that will generate BP. The chaffinches will then leave once fall or autumn, or when all of the chicks have left the nest, but only the ones that are actually part of your forest will return. So the one chaffinch who made the nest will return next spring, not all of the progeny. It's not that easy to get more chaffinches. But sure, we'll add a chaffinch as well. There we go, and hopefully they will show up shortly. We can already hear them in the background. That's actually quite lovely. And there we are. There's the little nest. And we can send out the baby birds. There we are. And now the adult is leaving. They will come back in the spring. We're already up to 106 balance points. Now, we've also got deer. And look at the cute deer. Deers eat leaves, which give you balance points. You can click on the deers to make them poop. That's right, we are going to be the shepherd of this forest, and we are going to make sure that it thrives through the power of poop. This fertilizes the soil, allowing more picky plants to grow here. Now, in the first level, we don't have any of said picky plants, but later levels, we are no doubt going to start encountering them. I've definitely seen instances of that in the screenshots and the little trailer on Steam. I'm looking forward to checking that out. But let's go ahead and get a deer in here. There we go. Now, unfortunately, the cost for animals goes up very, very sharply. I would love to get auto reproduction for our butterflies. There we go. Lovely. We need more flowers for the butterflies as well. There's the chaffinch down there. Oh, no, you didn't have any. Oh, did all of the chicks already leave? Maybe they had. I wasn't actually paying attention. My bad. But there we go. We've got quite a lot of things going on here. The deer is eating the pine. Is it eating the pine needles? It is eating the pine needles. But you can also make sure the deer poops. Go on. It's healthy for you. Maybe not that much poop. That probably implies you ate something you shouldn't have. But as you can see, this indicates that the ground is fertilized. Now, again, that's not really going to have any big impact on us on this level, but it's kind of cool to see. Oh man, I just realized the poop actually has physics. It smears. I don't know how I feel about it. Oh my lord. Okay, fair enough. But we can now expand out a little bit. And I don't really like having all of the pine on one side. I think I would like to have some pine on this side as well. So let's go ahead, plant a pine seed about there. That would be lovely. And we'll also plant some lingonberries over here as well. Let's pop one lingonberry here, one there. Well, oh, I don't have quite enough balance points to do that, but that should be fine. That'll give us a nice spread of food on each side of the map for the deer, and plenty of room for our squirrels to move around. I think it'll be lovely. Now, our goal here is simply points, so you could just wait, and eventually you'll have the points. Like, what we've got here is more than enough to guarantee that we get all the points. But why? Where would be the fun in that? No, we need more things. Let's have a look at beehives. What's that buzzing in my ear? Ah, a bee. Why is there a bee in your ear? My lord, do you keep flowers in your ear? Bees come out of the hive during spring to eat nectar, giving you balance points. You can click on the hive to spawn more bees. This will result in more nectar points. Okay, well, let's get a beehive into the area. There we go, beehive over here. And we can click on this and get loads of bees out. There we are, and hopefully they will all be able to find the nectar. Now, I don't know if there's any pollination that happens here, or certainly that isn't the case with the poppies and the lingonberries. They don't seem to need it. But maybe there will be plants later on that actually require the bees in order to to pollinate, or perhaps the auto reproduction will be based on the presence of beehives. That was quite possibly a way that would happen. Yeah. You know what? I would like more butterflies. There we go. So we're now going to have 2 butterflies per year, and I quite like that one. Now, we've also got the anthill down here. Look at the cozy anthill. Ants leave the hill when spring arrives to eat aphids on leaves and collect needles, giving you balance points. You can click the anthill to spawn more ants. This will result in more points as they reach the leaves and needles. Okay, well, let's get one of these on the in the forest as well. Now, where is it going to pop up? I am not at all sure, but let's have our deer help out with a little bit more fertilization of this land. The deer will stop to eat, so these long gaps between trees is actually a great place to have the deer fertilizing. Ah, there's our anthill over here. And there the ants go. Look at them go. Oh, that's fantastic. They're up there grabbing the needles. Let's make loads of ants. Keep going. There we are. I'm not actually sure. Let's watch the ants. Are they taking... Oh, they may be taking the actual pine needles and actually getting rid of the pine needles. I'm not entirely sure. So maybe we don't want that many ants, perhaps. We could probably get another tree over here, but I'm not actually in the mood for that one. I want more poppies instead. Let's get a lovely field of poppies going along there. That would be beautiful, I think. And also plenty of room then for our butterflies and our bees. Now, on the topic of the poppies, let's increase the amount of poppies that we get per year. And same with the lingonberries as well. In fact, let's go... can we... I'll wait until I can afford... Oh, that, mind you, that's 80. That's quite a lot. Nevertheless, I do want to try and get the lingonberries and the poppies growing quite a lot. There we go. Because that gives us lots of food then for the deer. Because I think ultimately we want a lot of deer around here. The chaffinches are on their way. Maybe another chaffinch at this point would be a nice way to get some more points in. It's not going to be too costly for me, so sure. Let's get another chaffinch, and 300 bill points for the other chaffinch nest, or rather, to allow the chaffinches to auto reproduce. On that note, maybe we could even support more squirrels as well. Let's have a look there. Yeah, sure. Let's allow them to get one more squirrel per year. Now, I don't want to be too aggressive with the reproduction of the animals, because I feel that that's going to be much harder to sustain. Let's get that going. We're up to 168 balance points. I'm going to need to expand out in either direction. I guess we could go out in that direction, perhaps. Look at all the happy butterflies there and the bees. That's wonderful. We can also click on the seeds, of course, to help out a little bit more there. I think maybe another beehive would actually be quite nice. They don't bring in a lot, but they bring in... Well, they don't bring in a lot each collection, but they collect a lot, is what I should say. So it's a trickle, but a frequent trickle of build points. Oh, I say build points. I keep coming back to wanting to call them build points. They are balance points. Maybe another birch tree over here would be a good one to plant down. I need 60 BP for that. Oh, the 2 chaffinches are coming in. Nice. I would like to get up to the requisite 300 for them. We've now got our 3 squirrels, though, which is actually quite lovely. Where are you going to plant your nest? There we go. Perfect. And it looks like you're going over to this pine tree all the way on the far... Wow, you're really low to the ground. Thankfully, we don't have any predators around these parts. Oh, the anthill is dying down. Have they not been getting enough pine needles, perhaps? That's a bit of a concern. Maybe it's moved. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look. Have we still got... No, we've still got one in the forest. They might just be... Oh, no, they've moved to the far side. Ah, I see. Okay, that makes sense, I suppose. Well, given that, maybe I shouldn't be planting this over here, but it's where I wanted to put it, so... We'll just have to watch the ants making a long trek over to the pine tree instead. There we go, though. Now, with that, I would love to get another deer, so let's go ahead and pop you in there. Perfect. And, well, actually, we're not far off being able to get it so that the chaffinches will auto-reproduce. And I think that might be a good way to go. There we are. And that has given us enough to get them to auto-reproduce. Perfect. Now, you may have already noticed that there is a poop emoji. A poop, well, maybe both. But there is a poop emoji for the deer, and that allows us to make it so they auto-poop. No point on this level again, but in the next level, I suspect that that is going to start playing a part in this. How are the ants doing? Oh, actually, the ants are gathering leaves from here as well. They're not gathering pine needles, though, which it did mention that they needed, which is a little bit of a concern for me, I must confess. I hope I haven't chosen poorly by planting the birch tree over here, but we'll see how that goes. But this little forest is already starting to come together quite lovely. Now, dare we try and get it so that the deer automatically reproduce? I mean, we can probably manage it, especially with the chaffinches here. Let's go ahead. There we go. And sure, let's get the deer population to automatically increase. This is going to be an interesting one. We'll have to see how that one goes. Now, we are starting to see a very nice return on the balance points. It would be lovely if I could see how much, like it just kept a running total of how much passively you're bringing in. Perhaps it just keeps taking a sample every like 30 seconds or 5 seconds and keeps you up to speed on how productive your forest is being in terms of balance points. That would actually be quite useful, I think. We have got, the little shoots here of the poppies. That should be fine. We can get a little bit of balance points by just helping these seeds down. There we go. We've got 3 chaffinches this year. Marvelous. We've got how many? Wow, we've got 5 squirrels. They were not wasting any time. There we go. And that actually brought us in quite a lot of balance points, actually. Very, very nice indeed. I think it's time for another beehive. Let's go ahead and pop you down. Now, I could have the beehives automatically reproduce, but that's a lot. That's an awful lot. Let's instead go for another anthill. There we go. I think that's going to be a bit better. We've got plenty of butterflies coming in, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem, honestly. I think I might even want more butterflies. Sure, let's go for plenty of butterflies. I love seeing a forest full of butterflies. Now, obviously, that's not always the right thing, depending on the forest and depending on the butterflies. But I must say that's one of the particular joys of walking in the forest. There we go. We're almost up to the point where we can expand out again. I think we will. We'll probably put another pine tree down here, I'm thinking. There we go. Could I be cheeky and wait for a squirrel to go over there, I wonder? Maybe? No, I don't think the squirrel feels like walking over there, unfortunately for me. So I'll just go ahead and get the chaffinch nests to... Oh, wow, okay, there was 2 on top of each other there. But, I mean, if we're super lucky there, I think that squirrel is carrying a pine cone. Are you going to climb the tree? You're going to... Oh, damn it. You are carrying a birch seed. I'm not sure. Are you going to jump down? You are... Damn it. Oh, you switched seeds. You scallywag. Oh, well. Maybe I'm going to have to force this one myself. Let's go ahead and plant the seed. This is probably what happens in terms of trying to get a mixed forest like this. It's not really normal. So it's... Oh, don't eat it. It's a brand new tree. We can't afford you to be munching on it, my lord. Let's pop down some lingonberries so that the deer have something to eat over there. There we go. That should protect the tree. The deer can have some lingonberries instead. We're seeing a blanket of flowers over here, which I'm very happy to see. I'm not going to put too many around here. I'm going to just let them grow as they want to. But I'm loving seeing the different root designs down here. They look absolutely wonderful. This tree in particular has a very healthy root structure. My goodness. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit ignorant about how, what is a healthy root structure. I'm possibly conflating, large amounts of roots with healthy, and that might not be the case, but I would assume so. It's certainly able to draw nutrients from a much larger area this way. But we're almost at our goal, and I don't think there's anything more that we really need to add in here. We've got plenty of deer moving around. The only things that we aren't auto-generating were the beehives and the anthills, and I think that's fine. You've achieved the goal of the level. Congrats. You can continue playing this level or exit the level and continue on the next one. I think we'll move on to the next one. Now, you can play this in free play as well. So you can absolutely just have a vast forest and possibly with everything unlocked. But before we go into the fertile grounds, we are going to check this out. You gain an evolution point every time you complete a level. Spend the evolution points here to gain permanent upgrades. Let's have a look at what we've got. We must complete the fertile... Ah, okay, so there's a couple that are gated, right? I see. Trees go 2 times faster, gain 2 times balance points every time you click on something. Trim trees and delete small plants with the scissor tool. Oh, okay, so that we can be a little bit more mindful of the forest, make corrections here and there. Gain 2 times more bees and ants when you click on a hive. Or expanding the forest is 50% cheaper. Seeds are carried twice as far by the wind. There's quite a few things that are nice here, but I'm thinking perhaps going for extra balance points. Yeah, I think that one's going to be the good one for us early on. I think we've got enough time to jump into fertile ground, so let's go ahead and have a look at this one. We need to get 4 voles and 4 hares. Alright, this level is all about poop. Okay, I knew that was coming. Poop makes the ground more fertile, allowing more picky plants to grow. Like tall grass. Click the deer to make it poop. You can make the vole and hare prosper in the... Oh, sorry, can you make the vole and the hare prosper in the forest? New plants and animals. We've got tall grass, hare, and voles. I'm assuming that tall grass is what the hares and the voles need. And habitat not met. We need 1 animal manure. Okay. What a cozy field of grass. The grass dies each winter, but grows back again with the coming of the spring. Hares and voles like to eat grass. Duly noted. Let's have a look at the hare and the vole. So the vole needs 20 tall grass, 1 tree, 2 flowers. Look at that small cutie. Voles eat grass and hide in grass fields. Voles also eat tree roots. If you click on a vole, you'll make it dig. If it reaches a root, you will be rewarded with balance points. Ooh, would that benefit from the double of balance points? Like, is it only if we get balance points directly from clickings on something, or as a consequence of having clicked on it? Larger roots give more balance points, duly noted. And then the rabbits. Look at that cute hare jump. Hares eat grass and hide in grass fields. Clicking a hare makes it jump and poop at the same time. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Right, let's go ahead and once again we'll start off with 2 trees, but I might just allow one side to be fully birch, one side to be fully pine, and we'll just see how the trees themselves want to grow. Once again, we'll plant down some lingonberries. We'll just get 2 for now. And some poppies. We'll plant those around the roots of the birch tree. We can't plant the tall grass, but I can immediately go in here and tell you to start growing 1 per year. Same over here. Enable auto reproduction. That'll be fine. Now, as for the animals, it looks like we're going to be able to start in much the same way we did last time. Let's get the butterflies in. I would love to get the butterflies automatically reproducing like right away, but we'll see how that goes. We've got a little bit of points. Do we have enough to do? We've got enough to place down some poppies, maybe. Sure, I'll pop one down there, and I'll place another lingonberry as well. We'll pop that one over there. There we go. Now we've got some seeds. I'm not sure I actually want any of these to take root, but I'll pop them down anyway. And the birch tree is still growing. Okay, we've got 20 points. I think we need 30 for the chaffinch, and that's what we're going to save up for, I think. Just as soon as we have that. Now, let's have a look. Can I click on the... Oh, yes, of course. But only if you're carrying a seed do I get points for it, though. So I'll wait for that to happen. Hopefully you can find one really soon. I'm sorry I knocked all the seeds off the tree. That was very silly of me. There's one up there. We'll see what we can do once you get to that, though. There we are. There are some more pine cones over here. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we're getting 4 from that. It's quite nice. There you go. And whomp, we get 4 from there. Okay, not bad at all, but that gives us enough to get a chaffinch. Let's go ahead and get the chaffinch into the map. There you are. You're going to set up a nest in the pine tree? Yes, you are. There we go. 1, and we got 10 from that, not 5. Okay, that's actually pretty useful. That's going to be very, very useful. Let's also get a beehive up and going. Wherever. Oh, we'll probably get double build points for releasing more and more bees. Ooh, that one's right in the middle. Wow, they have taken up every tiny little bit of space they could possibly get. We cannot get any more trees in here, I don't think. Okay, fair enough. You know, that's fine. See if the wind can... Oh, that might actually be able to... Oh, okay. If I could get up to this, I would happily plant an extra tree over there. Double jump? Those are some skills there by that squirrel. Very impressed. Very impressed indeed. We're up to 100. That should allow us to bring in a deer. And the deer is going to bring us a lot of BP also because I can... Yeah. Right, let's get the chaffinches out. Let's make sure that we're fertilizing all of the ground here that we possibly can. And we can open this up and get another big pine tree. There we go. I might have them spread out quite far apart to make sure there's plenty of room there for the root systems to grow, especially if we're going to be feeding voles on them. I'm not sure what that will do to the root system. Like, if by doing that we're going to potentially kill the tree. So I want to make sure there's lots of roots so the voles don't have to do too much damage. But that should be enough for us now to get some tall grass. Yeah. We can place some down here in the middle there. Let's go ahead and place 3. And that will allow us then... Oh, actually, we've already... Oh, each one is 10. Right, okay. Well, let's go ahead and get more and more and more. We want lots. We want oceans of tall grass. Though, interestingly... This is saying only 5 plants, but I'm thinking maybe this is planting 10 at a time, but this is possibly only going to grow 5 each year, so this might be a very expensive one to get to actually cover a large amount of the ground. We'll see, though. We will see. Right, next up, we can get a vole. Mind you, it's very expensive, though. All right, let's get a vole. And you know what? The first thing we're going to do? Munch on some roots. Oh my god, that was way more than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to take the top branch. Let's hope that hasn't killed the tree. Actually, you get a lot of points there. Okay, we're going to try and launch the vole down about there. How far down will you dig? It's nice that you fill the hole in going back up, though, I must say. But that was a little bit more than I was expecting. I'm not going to lie. Oh, actually, looks like the tree has started to recover. Okay, so as long as we give it time to recover... That's probably okay. Oh, that time it only took a tiny bit. Okay, fair enough. There's apparently a bit of mystery in how that's all going to work. Okay, not too terribly bad, though. We're up to 395. I would like to see the wind flowing a lot in this direction before we try to expand out the birch trees. But sure, let's go ahead and expand that. And I'm going to send the vole to... Oh, that might be a little bit too much. The rain is moving this way, so definitely not going to launch any of those seeds just yet, I don't think. Let's go ahead and check in on this. We could possibly get a... Well, no, we can't get it to auto-propagate. We've got the hair now, so let's go ahead and bring... You are expensive. Hello. There we go. Oh! Interesting. Does the deer double fertilize? No, you need 2 separate types of... oh, no, it is. It is, I think. Let's have a watch of that. Ah, yeah. Okay. So we can double fertilize this. That is going to be an interesting one. Though I wasn't sure about that. Like, I was certain that we'd already tried this and it hadn't caused any extra effect. No, it isn't. It's maybe where the hare's fertilizer has created some, it can propagate out from that somehow. Maybe something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure, but we can definitely try it. There we go. Let's get some tall grasses over here. One there. Let's make sure we've got a decent amount of them. Alright, we're up to 377. That's actually pretty nice. Is the wind moving in this direction? It sort of is. There we go. Actually, the birch seeds travel quite far regardless. Oh, no. No, the wind is gone. The wind is changed. Ah, damn it. Okay, well, we're going to have to wait until a bit later then. Until I see leaves falling, and then we'll try and do something at that point, I think. But maybe we should get... Well, an anthill, it's not been met. We need more butterflies. Oh, okay. Ah, of course, yeah, we haven't been getting the reproduction for the butterflies. It's very still there. I've not actually paid enough attention to notice if the chaffinch generates the amount of balance points if you don't click on the nest. I'm going to have to pay a bit closer attention to that, I think. Right, do I want to send you down to eat some more roots? Let's do it about here. Nope, that was not what I meant to click on. I don't know what I clicked on. Oh, I clicked on a seed. Well, actually, this might be perfect timing then. This might give this tree room to grow a little bit. I don't know if it'll tangle its branches. We'll see. But the root system definitely needs to get down there. I've given you a little bit more room to grow, but I don't think. No, I don't think this this tree is going to do too well right there, unfortunately. It looks like the wind is changing direct. Oh, it's really... Oh, fantastic. We caught it just in time. All right, we're going to be able to get a nice big tree down around here, I think. Sure. You know what? Sure, we'll have one there as well. We'll see how they do. We'll just allow them to try. Now, with that done, we should be able to get an anthill. Let's go with that. Now, another vole would be very nice. And we can already get auto reproduction of the voles. That's going to be huge because that's one of our primary goals. So 2 years away from having voles, assuming that we've got enough of a suitable environment for them. Have they been stunted? No, they're still growing. They're still growing reasonably well. They may just grow out from each other. That might be a good way of trying to get those trees to grow. This pine tree's got enormous roots. My lord. You can definitely afford to be munched on a little bit. No, you can keep going. And now, I think you'll hit one of the big roots there. Okay, you're being very, very generous with not eating all of the roots here, but I do want you to try and get a decent amount here. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, we've got a decent amount of pilipallas. Not too many flowers over here for the butterflies and the bees, though. So let's go ahead and place down some more poppies, shall we? Let's place just a couple in the shadow of this tree. I know that's normally what I would put lingonberries, but I do want a little bit more flowers around there. There we go. We're up to 600 now. That should be enough for us to get another chaffinch and have them auto-reproduce. So that'll bring us in potentially a lot of points there, assuming that I remember to click on them. Let's have you go down. Yeah, these ones have managed okay. They're pretty tall trees, I would say. Right. At this stage, I'm going to say that what I really need to do is have auto-poop happening. There we go. That sounds so weird to say, but there we are. I've said it. Okay, we want another here if we can get it. And I wouldn't mind another beehive, honestly. So sure, let's go ahead and grab that beehive. Now, it's going to cost 200 balance points to get the second here. And how much grass do we need? 80 tall grass. Well, we've almost got double that. Well, in fact, we have just a little bit over double it. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's get that chaffinch nest. And this chaffinch nest as well. Perfect. And everything else seems to be doing relatively well. Yeah, I'm liking this place. That's actually... Oh, wow. That is a very, very picturesque little scene there. So much wildlife. If only the deer had been here. On that note, let's get another deer in the forest, shall we? And, yeah, let's have them auto-reproduce. That's gorgeous. This is a very picturesque game. Kind of gives me Dwarf Romantic vibes. Very much gives me Dwarf Romantic vibes. Same sort of chillness to the game. Right. Now then, let's have a look around. Let's get some more chaffinches on the move. That anthill seems to be moving, relocating. It's interesting how they do that. There we go. Plenty of balance points there. That's wonderful. Now, at this point, we can definitely get an extra hair. However, oh my lord, that is expensive. I think instead we're just going to have the hairs that we've got poop more, so that they can spread around the potential fertile areas for the grasses. In fact, if I were to just keep expanding it out, we might end up with just grasses moving off into the distance, which would actually be kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. I think that would be really nice. We'll see, because I didn't do that. You did that yourself. Very proud of you. Well done. You've learned how to poop. There we go. Is this how parents feel when they potty train their kids? Right. Are you going to set up in this tree? Nope. Oh, the two coming in from the side there. Oh no, actually 3. Wow, we are actually getting a very, very lovely, diverse little forest scape here, aren't we? There we go. So many points. At this point, we are so close now to having the hares able to automatically reproduce as well. Yep, and there we go. Now, the nice thing is, I'm assuming that the auto poop is per animal. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just one animal is going to poop by itself. Increases auto pooping 3 times per year. I can only assume that this is a case of they will take care of that themselves, and each one does it, rather than just it randomly picks a deer to poop. But we'll see, because if it is the former, then that has a very, very interesting kind of return on investment over time. We're up to 7 voles. My lord, they're thriving. They are absolutely thriving. Next year, though, we get the last hare. In fact, we can probably go straight to it. I should have. Oh, actually, no, they're quite expensive. Okay, we need another tree. Very well. Very well. Let's see if we can get some seeds over there, and that should allow us to get some more rabbits as well. There we go. Let's spread this out a little bit more. No, that's good enough. No. That was not good enough, actually. Damn it. That's way too close. Maybe I can use a vole to clean up the area here a bit. You carry on going down. That one was very much a misclick, but I might be able to clean out enough room for this tree to work. Oh, there we go. You've achieved the goal of the level. Congrats. We are going to save and exit. And looking at the time, I'm afraid that's probably going to be it. But following this, we could go to the deep forest. We could go to the Love Grove. Ooh. But let's have a look what that unlocks. Clicking on an animal produces 2 times more poop. I definitely think that's wise. The Love Grove, let's have a look at something. 10 birches, 10 squirrels, 3 auto birches a year, 3 auto squirrels a year. That wouldn't be too hard. We've done more. A moose, 18 mammals, and 8 trees. Well, it looks like there's quite a lot even in just this demo, because that 40 minutes felt like that went in the blink of an eye. Felt like I just clicked my fingers and the time had passed. I am really enjoying this game, if you couldn't tell, and I really hope you did as well. Do let me know down below if you end up checking it out for yourself and how far you get and what lovely vistas you create. But that is going to be it from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed PolyPine, and if you did, do remember to wishlist it on Steam. But that is going to be it from us. So until next time, and as always, from me and all of our happy little forest friends in PolyPine, do take care, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.